Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Johnson. I am from Kumujamba Meitei Churachandpur, and I'm a victim of the recent clash between Meitei and the Cookies. While we have heard stories of churches getting burned, newspaper publishing majority attacking the minorities and so on, I'm here to tell you about the untold stories of the Meitei community in the Kuki-dominated Churachandpur district of Manipur. On the horrific night of the 3rd of May, after the Atsum rally, thousands of people barged into Meitei homes, categorically targeted Meitei communities, Meitei establishments, be it Hindu or Christians. They started by torching the house of a Manipuri Meitei pastor, in Churachandpur, Churachandpur, and then Meitei were attacked from all angles across 15 localities in the Churachandpur districts. What we saw was horrific, unthinkable, because we were taken out of our homes and we've seen our house getting burned, women's getting raped, child's getting killed, and a lot of atrocities that happened on that night within a 3-4 hour span. 5,000 people, Meitei people, were forced to leave their homes, their belongings. And just to give you a background, Meiteis have been staying in the Churachandpur district since time immemorial, and we have been the founders of the Yelhang Lamka market, which is one of the first market in Churachandpur. After they attacked everyone, we were escorted by army personnel to mini secretariat Tibong. After a lot of our folks got shot, some even died, some are still untraceable. But the lucky 2,000 plus people in the mini secretariat was guarded by Assam rifles and the paramilitary forces. But thousands of mob or people still attacked the people in the relief camps. After that, there was an exchange of refugees, if for a lack of better words, between the Cookies and the Meiteis. They were only allowed to leave the district after 900 Cookies were released from the Meitei, controlled area or the Imphal area. Now, I'm telling you all this story not to, blame or not to, relive that memory. I never want to do that because I've lost, my house, my brother's shop, my father's farm, everything that you can think of that we have, collected, accumulated over the past 70 years. The reason I'm narrating this story is because we are forgetting the real, victims, the people who fled, not just the Meitei community, but the Kuki communities as well. People who had to leave Paitiveng, Haukiveng, Blangol, Lamphel, and so many other places. Similarly, in Churachandpur, Kukmujamba, Old Bazaar, Mantap Lekai, Kukatampa Meitei Lekai, Phailin, and there are many places, that were attacked and no one knows about it. So my agenda or my motive here is to let the world know that the crime happened on both sides, and the victims are the ones who are suffering, who are forgotten. So our appeal, or my appeal, is for the center government to intervene, think about providing relief, and resettlement, rehabilitation packages, so that we can get back to normalcy, and of course withdraw suspension of order with the Kuki militants. Thank you.
Can you please recall everything that has happened and you saw on 3rd May? And where were you at that time?
So I was in Imphal that evening. I landed from Delhi the same day, and I was supposed to go to Churachandpur, but then we had several calls with my family back in Churachandpur, my sister, my brother-in-law, my cousins, and we got information that Cookies or the mobs were attacking all Meitei houses, shops, And we continuously had video conference and saw people crying, running, houses getting burned, shots being heard, etc. So that's how we got to know about the 3rd May incident.
Okay. So, what is the condition of the common people, including you, since 3rd May?
Well, we have lost everything, to say the least. About 7,500 people have fled from Churachandpur district alone. Of course, there are more from Kangpokpi and Meitei, etc. But we have lost everything in a night. We don't have a house. We don't have any source of income. We live on reliefs provided by the civil society, and maybe indirectly supported by the government, but we haven't had anything official or relief officially coming from the government. So it's very bad. Elder people are traumatized and they're getting sick. People are having psychological impact, and it's very bad in the relief camps overall.
What are your needs as a population displaced by this clash? What kind of help are you expecting from the government and the society?
So over 3,000 houses were arsoned, were looted, and then bulldozed to the ground, where the Meitei houses don't even exist. So we don't have anything. We need immediate relief, rehabilitation, resettlement program from the center and the state government, so that our kids can go back to school. We can think about finding a way of income and start everything from ground zero. So we don't have anything. We lost everything in one night.
Can you explain why this clash has happened, and did you see it coming from earlier? If yes, can you cover all the points of conflict and reasons for unhappiness at your village and locality level?
So on the 27th or the 28th, I don't need a exact date, but there was an open gym that was arsoned and that was burned down by the Kuki community in Pibong. That's how it started. Post that, there were information about surveys being conducted in the protected and the reserve forest area. Massive crackdown on the poppy cultivation and the ring. So there was a lot of volatility in the ground in Churachandpur, and all they needed was a spark, a reason, and that turned out to be the Atsum rally, which sparked everything, and that's how the volcano erupted.
So, how has life changed since the clash, and in which ways? What is the impact of internet ban and curfew on your life and life of your villagers?
Well, like I said, we have lost everything. We are homeless. We live on relief provided by social, the CSOs. What we need is like a new life in a safer place, and an assurance from the government that this would not ever happen again.
Now, a large number of Army, BSF, RAF, CRPF has been rushed into Manipur in addition to the Manipur Police, Army, and paramilitary stationed in the states. Is it a good thing, or do you think it's of no use, and why?
I don't think it has any positive impact so far. We have seen troops or battalions of armies coming to Manipur, non-stop, flights. But the ground reality is that people are still getting killed, houses are still being torched. Army and the paramilitary forces are just mute spectators. They don't take any actions. So yes, it's of no help. And it, probably because they don't have any instruction from the state or the central government. Yeah.
So, if peace is restored in Sisipur, are you willing to go back and resume your life?
Yes, provided we are compensated for our loss. B, we are given assurance and adequate state security forces are deployed in the Meitei areas, and an assurance from the state and the central government that they will protect our lives and property if anything occurred like this ever again.
Okay. So, would you like to share the kind of help you have received in these troubled times and from whom? Any accounts of getting help and protection from the cookies?
Um, Not in particular, no particular help from the cookie community so far. I mean, when we were in Churachandpur or when our family was in Churachandpur, there was some, the help the assistance they provided was, taking some stuff out of our homes out of mercy. And that's pretty much all the help we have received so far from our neighbors or supposed neighbors.
Okay. Thank you so much for your answers and your time. Thank you.
Thank you.